Hello, YouTube modeling community. Cheers. Welcome to Mental Monday, mail call. Briefly, we did get something in the mail, shop card. So it'll be a shop card shout out. Most of you guys know this gentleman. Hopefully you're a big fan of his work, because I truly am. The gentleman's name's Gary. Everybody knows him. Hanging with Mr. G Seeds. He does beautiful one-to-one work, model car work, fantastic modeler. He's been in the hobby for a long time. He definitely knows his way around a box of styrene. If you're not subscribed, please get over there, check him out. Drop him a subscribe, hit that bell notification so you know when his videos come out. Again, there's all this information. Beautiful paint job. Awesome shop card on the back too. I'll probably put it this way because I really like this kind of shop card. Thank you for the kind words, Gary. No thanks required, bro. I watch your stuff faithfully. As soon as I got wind of your channel, I was a fan. You've been on the big screen upstairs. I did just the other day get subscribed to you on my phone. That way I can kind of communicate back and forth a little better. But I've got your shop cards going out tomorrow morning, and you should get it in the next few days. Excuse me. So that's pretty much all I got in the mail. We'll topic that real quick. I don't foresee anything coming in the mail anytime soon. Eventually we'll get some more stuff from Ryan Jones. We do have that one package coming from MGSF, model car parts. I don't know when that's coming. And I don't know anything coming from Hobby Nut Models. So we will just wait patiently and see. Again, guys, if you get a chance, I always put their links in the descriptions. Go check them out. Show them a little love. Pick up a little something for your next project, especially a great set of tires and wheels from Ryan, or any one of the tremendous guys that do work for him as far as producing the tires and wheels. And if you just go to Ryan's website, the links, they're right there. You just boom, it'll take you from one link to the next link to the next, so on and so forth, and you'll get exactly where you need to go and pick you up a great set of tires and wheels. And some of those guys are even goes beyond tires and wheels. You can get engines, you can get different parts, whatever you're looking for. So it's a great resource to check out. Hobby Nut Models, we've said it a million times. Used kits, new kits, all different genres, doesn't matter what you're looking for. He pretty much has it, or he can get it. Paints, paint brushes, thinners, clear coats, all that stuff. The line of MCW paints is insane. Along with Tamiya and other paints you can get from him. Tools. And tools are from sandpaper all the way up to actual, so I don't think I got close, like a hobby saw. Tweezers, pliers, cutters, snippers, whatever you want to call them. You can find them there. And if it's something specific you're looking for, just drop the man an email, and he'll communicate with you, and I'm sure he'll find you what you need. And big shout out and thanks to those guys for sponsoring my channel. Our channel is growing little by little, which is good. We're getting closer to that first main goal, and that's to reach 1,000 subs. I'm doing it the hard way. It'd be very easy for me to pay somebody to edit and pay somebody to promote my channel, and I can hang up there with the rest of them. Which leads us into the Mental Monday. We're not going where you think we're going with this. So I want you guys to pay close attention. Please watch this video all the way through. If you can't watch it right there and then, set some time that you can't sit down for. I'm going to try to keep this under half an hour, guys, to where you can sit down and watch the whole thing. There's a gentleman I've been following on YouTube for about 4 years now, three or 4 years, kind of from the beginning to his present time. I like to wait about a month and then I'll binge watch his videos. They're very interesting, they're very entertaining, and very informative. So, with that being said, you can kind of go see where I'm going with this. Get some other stuff out of my way here. We're at a different spot of the shop because I'm going to be working on Jay's build here, because I really don't have anything else going on other than the aqua rod, and we'll have part 5 of that coming out this coming weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed part 4. Each time I'm trying to do a little bit different with the camera, different angles, and find my niche, so to speak, what works for me, and and is beneficial to you guys. So just bear with me, guys. I say it all the time. I just don't know. I don't have that. It's not like me picking up a model car and know what to do and how to do it and what I can do with it. Editing and filming is way outside of my realm. Now, I will say this. If there is somebody out there that takes the time to watch this video and is very knowledgeable on how to do this, please send me an email with your phone number where I can call you and we can communicate, and maybe you can help me through some things, or certain editors I should be using or that I could use that would be easier, any of that kind of information. I have checked out a few other things that people suggested, and it's like, with me, it's like, oh, it's totally, no. What's easy for you may not be easy for me, so just kind of understand that. But if you're willing to help me, please send me an email. Send me your phone number. I'll call you. We can talk. You can kind of give me some ideas, maybe. I do want to make this better. As I'm not just settling for what I can do, because if I don't get some help, that's really all I can do, is just try to improve little by little, and struggle, trip, and stumble and fall along the way. And I can do that too. But this next gentleman, like I said, I've watched him from the beginning to the present time. He never ceases to amaze me as being just a simple kit, a simple paint job, but the results are a beautiful model nonetheless. A lot of you may know him or know of his videos and watch him, faithfully. Great. But what I want you to do is, when this video is over with, both these gentlemen, Mr. G Seeds, Gary, get over to his channel, search it out real quick, drop him a sub, hit that bell notification, tell him Rusty Rotor's Model Car Garage sent you. Now, I do know Gary just from the little communication we've had, and I watch his videos, he watches mine, so he's going to be more informative of who I am and blah, blah, blah. But this is a way of support. And in our community, we do support each other fairly well. Not to the level we could or should, but we do it. We do it fairly well. Let me fix this real quick, guys. It's driving me nuts. So with this gentleman, it's a different story. And I want to start off by saying this gentleman has 236,000 subscribers. You may think, whoa, Rusty, that's, I've heard you talk about people with, like Matthew. Matthew has 10, 15,000 subscribers, somewhere in there. I'm not exactly familiar with the exact number, but, he's high up there. And, I've watched Matthew from the beginning, and I still watch his videos. I just like his approach and the way he's evolved as a modeler. And I still find it entertaining and informative and insightful on quite a few different levels. And I can be honest, and there's things that Matthew does and has that I don't agree with. But I'm no different with anybody else, and no different with this gentleman. And I know there's the same for me. Not everybody likes what I say, what I do, and how I do it. And that's just part of it all. Every channel I watch, I think I might have less than half a dozen that I don't find something I don't agree with, or I just particularly don't like, or something like that. But as a whole, it doesn't deter me from watching, because at the end of the day, I may still learn something. I may find something out that I wasn't aware of, or a little trick that somebody did as their normal routine that will benefit me. And that's all support. And support goes a long, long way. Now, we can support each other as far as, we'll drop a little comment from time to time, or we do. And I fall into this category, guys. I'm not pointing blame. I fall in the same category. But it's all about improvement, bettering ourselves, bettering our hobby, our community. So I look back and I'm like, how do these people get all these subscribers? Everybody has a plateau. You flatten out a little bit, and then you start. And we've done that. So I start looking around, and I do research and figure out, well, okay. So my conclusion is there's several different ways. You can pay to have somebody promote your channel, and that helps. That gets you a lot of subscribers, gets your views up. It does all that. And you can pay somebody to edit your videos. Believe it or not, you can do hours and hours of filming pertaining to one build or whatever, and you send that all that stuff or information, whatever you want to call it, off to somebody. They'll compile it all and they'll make a great video out of it, because that's what they do. They're professional editors. They make that video the best it can possibly be. Then they send it back to you as one video, and then you upload that video on your channel, and there you go. Now, it's not that I'm reluctant to do that, because I do want to make my videos better, and I believe in a better video comes a higher viewing rate. People are more apt to tune into what you're doing and what you're talking about, whatever it may be. And working with an editor, they can tell you, you need to stop doing this, you need to start doing this, you need less of this, more of this. So you kind of get a feel from what they're telling you that, okay, well, so when you're filming, you're getting better and better as you go. Now, has Matthew done that? I don't know. And truthfully, I don't care. And if he does, kudos to him, because it's a success. He's up there. But this gentleman, I believe, out of anything, if he's done it, that's what he does. He pays somebody to edit, or he's got a family member that's really keen on that and knows how to do it, and they help him out, and that's how they do it. Because if you watch some of these videos, like I watched tons of different things, not just model related. I know there's somebody else behind the camera. In Midwest Model Shop, there's a good example. Most of the time, it's his wife behind the camera filming what he's doing. That helps tremendously. Instead of me sitting here in front of this camera, I could just be working on a model and somebody could be filming me do it. I don't have that luxury. So, and to me, it is a luxury, because it's not something that I have, and it's something I'd like to have. So therefore, it's a luxury. But this gentleman, like I said, a lot of you probably know who he is. But when this video is over, I want you to go and just watch a video. And in the comments, drop down, hey, great job, whatever you want to say to him. Hey, I subbed to your channel. That's key. Rusty Rotors Model Car Garage sent me. And you say, well, why is that? How are you benefiting from that? I'm not benefiting from it. That's the point. The point is, I'm shouting this guy out because I believe in his work. I love what he does. I love the methods he uses. I love how he films and edits. I like the overall build. It's inquisitive. It's exciting. It's rewarding, not just to him, but it's rewarding to me. That I can see somebody that probably does not pay to promote his channel, but it's because of his channel that he gets the promotion, so to speak. He gets the recognition because his videos are so good. What he's working on is amazing, and it draws people in. And that's how he's built that 236,000 subscriber range. Now, some of it was word of mouth. Some of it was people like me stumbling across his channel and then be hooked. I've not ever seen on any of his videos, clickbait or anything fancy like that. It's pretty much cut and dry. It's what he's working on, and that's the title. And You hit it and you start watching it, and then you're amazed. He compiles the whole build into a whatever, however long video it is. They range very, and I strive to achieve kind of what he's doing, not the same, but kind of. I like the format that he's doing it on, and everything else. And if you watch his video, you'll see. But please go to his channel, subscribe, and hit that bell notification. Give him a thumbs up. Drop him a comment. Well, that's up to you what you want to say about it. But in that comment, put Rusty Rotor's Model Car Garage sent you. You know why? Because I've commented on his stuff before. It's not that he's really aware of who I am or what I'm about. But I want him to know that somebody, that somebody being me, appreciated his work so much that I sent people to come view his stuff. That they may like it as much as I do, or maybe they like it more, they like it a little less. That's support. And know with a grain of salt that when I say that, I believe in it. I stand behind it. Same as all my other friends, Tom, Fred Henry, Charlie Mack. I anytime I get a chance, I send somebody their way. Jeff, and the list goes on. Matthew at Model Car Videos, Matthew, Lucas C., Brian Gigamos, Chuck's Hobby Spot, the Modeling Experiment, the Autistic Modeler. These are all just little fish in the sea. This guy's a big fish because the amount of subscribers he has doesn't mean he's a better modeler. He just has a different perspective on what he does. He's a little more artistic in what he does. And I've seen him do just curbside, just normal paint job, and build the model the way it is. I've seen him take it and camber the tires out and tune it out. I've seen him lay decals that are phenomenal amount of decals on the build. And I've seen him scratch build some things and add components to the build to make it look more realistic. I've seen him here step his game up. And this is why I'm presenting him to you. And we're all familiar with 1 dimension, 2 dimension, and 3 dimension. I build in the 3-dimensional realm. 2-dimensional is generally art, or like anime, let's say. And I've seen this on real cars. I've seen this in magazines. I've seen it all over social media, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. And that's painting a car in the style of anime. And it may have a specific name for it. I don't know. I'm not aware of that. But I have seen people paint real cars this way and make it look anime, like it's a drawing, to be more specific. And the name of the channel is June's Mini Garage. Like I said, a lot of you may be familiar with it and like it. Great. Maybe you haven't subscribed yet. Please do so. And put down in the comments what you want. And then also include Rusty Rotor's Model Car Garage sent me. That shows him that there's somebody out there specific that appreciates what he does. And then there's more people following suit. Now think about that just for a minute. If we all did that, how much it would boost all of our channels. We're not trying to be rich by building model cars. Now, does this gentleman make some money? He may be monetized. I don't know. And he may be doing it because to build the way he builds, it takes so much time that he couldn't work a regular job and would have to supplement his income somehow to enable him to do that. So kudos to him for that. But he has done a couple builds in 2-dimensional. Painted them anime. Now, I want you to keep in mind, I don't have any right here at hand, but I'll grab one. Just as an example. Now, the thumbnail, or whatever you want to call it, the entry picture in his intro looks like a drawing. Like an anime drawing. You're like, oh, how's this? Was he going from build models to, painting or drawing anime. And then he reaches in with his hand and he picks the model car up. And I'm like, boom, this is where the fancy stuff comes in. My head blow up. He painted the car so well and painted the background, which is just a flat piece of paper, canvas as you will, that it blended in and it looked part of. How did he paint the car? Well, there's at least two techniques I saw. One is the cheap old craft paints. And you said, why would you do that? Well, I'll tell you why. If anybody knows anything about craft paints, is that for every color in the spectrum, they have every shade of. So we'll use, because the color of one of the cars is green, as an example. In craft paint lines, they have every shade of green you could freaking imagine. And then some. Same as red, all the way from white to dark red to black. It's got to be in that spectrum from white to black. And I was always taught in school, white is not a color and neither is black. The color spectrum is in between. Now, I don't know if that's changed or not. Who knows? I don't really care. But the point is, and you may ask, well, what's so important? Well, because in two-dimensional, you're using shadowing. So if you were sketching something and you were drawing, let's just say a bust of somebody or something, and you got to put your point of origin of where your light's coming into the picture. So if it's coming down, or it's coming from this way, or light's coming up from below, so where you're going to shadow at in your picture. The other thing I found very interesting about the whole process, and you get to see the whole process, so definitely watch it from beginning to end. I don't remember how long the video is, but you're going to be mesmerized, so you're going to sit there and go, wow. If you're like me, keep a little talent, keep notes, because it may be beneficial to something I do later down the road. And I want to try, because this is not fully in my wheelhouse, but it's right there. It's peeking through, and it's got the skill set I have. I have some knowledge of the anime part. I don't, but at the end of the day, it's no different than a cartoon drawing of anything. But he uses all those different shades for his shadowing. He doesn't have to mix, no custom mixing of any kind, unless for the second stage that he does, which was airbrushing, and he's using Tamiya paints, and they very well could be acrylic, same as the little craft paints. He may have mixed those a little bit, but there's areas that he airbrushed. Also, another technique was using paint markers. The Gundam markers, fine, super ultra fine tip, wide tip, to achieve his shadowing and shading and so on and so forth. But he did it in such a way that a flat piece of paper the model was sitting on, the model blended right in, as if it was all one. You couldn't tell it if it was the actual drawing next to it done the same way, and the finished product sitting right next to it. You couldn't have, at the angle the camera was at, you would not be able to decipher which is which. To me, that's amazing. And like I said, until he reached in and picked the model car up, I had no clue. Is it show worthy? I think in today's society and today's age, yes. It's something that would stand out above and beyond anything else. Now, one person may perceive it at a different angle and totally get what's going on, and then yet be clueless. Or the person could be standing at the right angle and be mesmerized and wowed, and then get closer and realize that it is actual model sitting on a flat piece of paper or a canvas, and it blended in so well you couldn't decipher the two. And on camera, he grasps that. He he pulls that in, and you're just blown away when he reaches in and it's a model car. Other techniques, it was brush painted. 90% of the model was brush painted. And when you brush paint, there's techniques you need to know and practice. Like your paint, your brush should be going one direction. That lessens the brush strokes. If you're going to use multiple layers, then your paint should be thinner. Therefore, you don't pile up gunky layers of paint. There's all kinds of different techniques in there that gives you that finished product that's amazing. And you need to know how to do all that, of course, but it's fabulous. And he's done it on 2 builds now. One was, I think it was a Datsun 280 or a 240Z. They were both tuned out, and they're from that anime show, something D, Tenacious D or Tenacious D. I don't watch it. I have seen an episode or 2 of it in the past, and it was kind of cool because it was cars, and there's plenty of model makers that make these kits because it's just suiting to certain people to draw them in, make them more likely to buy the model, I guess. Kind of like clickbait. And building something in nature represents the box art that comes on these kits. And I think a lot of them are Aoshima. But, in the show, there's a certain car that a certain character drives. And, these model companies have come out with it because it's super popular, like Fast and Furious. And he took it where he's built them in the past, but just built them like you would see them on the street. A little radical, some just right out of the box. But he took it a way higher level that he built it as in the box art depicts, which was amazing. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. Does it mean you will too? I hope it does, because there's a lot of different things. If you pay attention and watch the video, you're going to pick up some techniques that you may or may not have already used that could be beneficial to what you're doing, even if it's not even related to anime or cartoonish or anything like that, but would work in other situations very, very well. And I say this with 100% certainty. This is why I say Rusty Rotor's Model Car Garage sent me. This man doesn't know me from Adam. And if he reads his comments and he sees that, he's going to be like, well, who's Rusty Rotor? And he's going to go find out it's another modeler. And that I appreciated his work enough that I sent people to come see his stuff. Maybe he does the same thing for somebody else, and so on and so forth. Maybe it becomes contagious. And no matter what level you're at, if you're down here at the bottom or you're way up here, if we do this for each other, my feeling is, you may agree, you may disagree, that it will support us on a different level. It will make modeling more relevant to today. COVID boosted modeling like no other because everybody was stay in place. Then it was boredom set in. Well, as a kid I built models. Maybe I'll go pick up a model or order a model online, and for a couple weeks I can't do nothing, stuck in this house, and then they fell back in love with it. Or it was 2 weeks of free time. I'm not doing anything else. I can get caught up on this project. It's that's how it boosted it. And now we've come out with a slurge, 3D printing, casting, resin casting has gotten more popular because everybody had more time on their hands than they knew what to do with, and some applied it to something that they're already familiar with or had knowledge of, and fell in love with it, and now they continue to do it. So COVID, for every bad thing it had some positive things, and the way we can keep that positivity going is by physically boosting somebody's channel. Instead of shelling out money, I can boost somebody's channel by sending people to go view it and become a dedicated follower or subscriber, and hopefully in return they do the same for me. So that's my mental take on it. But I do ask you, please, if anybody that follows me and likes my videos, take the time, go check these gentlemen out, subscribe to them, let them know who sent you. And hopefully in return they do the same. Not necessarily for me, but they'll do it for somebody else. And maybe we can start something here that is positive for everybody. And where one channel struggles and another channel blows up, that's great. That's part of it. But this guy may deserve it as much, and needs to be, somewhere in the realm versus feeding off the bottom, leftover scraps. I'm not that guy. I'm fortunate. I have 881. That's awesome. Would I like to have 236,000? Yes. That's a sense of accomplishment. And I think every modeler sets out and has a sense of accomplishment of what they want to do, how they want to do it, how they want to film it, how they want other people to see it. It's all part of I guess, being a content creator. Some channels are super successful. Some are they just marry along. It has very mass meaning for me on different levels. It's a way for me to get my work out there for people to see. It's for me to talk about modeling. It's whatever it may be. But in the same fact, along the way, my goals are to support my fellow modelers, encourage other people to come into the hobby and support them, even if it means giving up one of my kits if they can't financially afford a kit, to get them into the hobby. They're very interested in it. They keep asking about, here you go. Have fun with this. Got any questions, call me. If you live close, come over. I'll help you. That type of thing. So I can't always do that for everybody. So this is one way I can do it. Even if it's somebody that's so successful in their channel, doesn't mean they don't need more. They may have a goal of 500,000 or 1 million. They may want that gold plaque from YouTube. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know him from Adam. But this is one way to show him that I appreciate him. And I appreciate him enough that I'm going to send people that hopefully they'll appreciate him too. Same way as Mr. G Seeds. Same way with Pappy, Charlie Mack, Jeff, Matthew, Lucas C. All of them, for good or bad, they all have something to bring to the table. And so do I. And it's just on how you perceive it and how you take from it, and if you do take from it. And all I can do is pass the knowledge on, I guess is what I'm saying. And not in a direct way, because it's not my knowledge. It's June's knowledge of what he's doing and how he does it. But it's knowledge that he's putting on in a video format, and he's putting on YouTube for you to watch. So therefore, it's knowledge that you can gain, and you may not have been aware of, but I am, and I can share that with you. So please, down in the comments. This is the other thing, guys. I may be asking a lot. I may not be. I don't know. I'm not that inquisitive on all the ins and outs. Flood these friggin' comments. Even if it's a emoji, thumbs up, smiley face, or hey, great job, great video, whatever. I get 100 to 300 or 400 views, and I may have 30 likes. The thumbs up, the actual thumbs up. That doesn't match at all. I'm not getting paid to do this, so my reward is how you respond to what I put on here, same as anybody else. No videos are any different. They feed off that. That's what boosts their channel, puts it in a higher rating, more people to see it, more likely to see it type thing. And that's leaving comments. That's hitting that thumbs up. And my views matching somewhat to the thumbs up or the comments. I said it before. I fall guilty of this too. I don't always get to, and primarily because most of my viewing is on a big screen TV, as a lot of you are. But every time I do it, I always look up on my phone real quick and I subscribe to them. That way I can go back and watch the video again, or part of it, and at least get a comment in there, and a thumbs up, and the subscribe, hit, whatever it may be. You can subscribe on your TV, and you can hit the thumbs up on your TV, but you just can't leave comments. So I go back on my phone and subscribe and leave a comment and let them know that I appreciate what they're doing, whatever. So we can all do that in a very short period of time. And again, I always tell you, if you can't watch my video all the way through, maybe it's an hour-long one, I get that and understand that. But please come back and finish watching it. Make sure you leave a comment. Thumbs up. If If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Hit that bell notification. Always in my descriptions are the gentlemen that sponsor this channel in one way or the other. The financial part of it is it's really nothing. I got to be honest, it's nothing. What I get from Mark at Hobby Nut Models is nothing compared to some of these guys, what they get. And how they're rewarded for having X amount of subs and, their channel's successful. It all, you rub your back, you rub my back. That's how it all works. My channel is peanuts, and that's what I get is peanuts. But I save those peanuts up until I can make peanut butter. And, that somewhat is kind of boring to people. I get it, but I'm no different than anybody else. I'm starting here. I'm not even a year old yet on YouTube, even though I've been a member of YouTube longer than that. It's just as far as videos. I'm at the 10-month mark, I think. We're getting close to our 1 year, and I'll do a special video, the 1 year mark. We'll retour the shop, look at the projects going on, projects that need to be finished, that type of thing. Kind of bring everybody full, all the way around. But meanwhile, I'm going to do my best to promote my hobby. And this is one way I feel I can do it. So let me know down in the comments how you feel about that. Is that a good approach? Is that a bad approach? You agree with it? You don't agree with it? The thumbs up tells me yes, but a comment is so much better, guys. So much better. It lets me know that you care about what I do. You support me by doing that. Other ways to support me is go visit Ryan Jones. You got a build coming up, or one that you've been planning for a while, but tires and wheels are key to it. Go check him out. And on his website, there's other links you can hit to go find him if he doesn't have them, or the other gentlemen, they may make them for you. The possibilities are endless. Mark at Hobby Nut Models. His link is always below. Go pick you up a little, not craft paint, but, pick you up a saw, craft saw. Pick you up a pair of tweezers, a set of paintbrushes, some great MCW paints. The more I use them, the more I am a super fan, like, Matthew is at Model Car Videos. They're great paints. They're easy to work with if you follow a set pattern, and it can be tweaked, guys. It's not written in stone. It has to be this way. You can definitely tweak them, because I spent the past 5 months tweaking them, playing with them, seeing what I can and can't do with them. And the way you do that is ball on a budget. You go to a model show and you buy a few scrap bodies and you practice on them. You play with it until you get the paint to come out of your airbrush the way you want it. The final results, what clears work best with it. Wet sanding, dry sanding, whatever it may be, color sanding. All that comes into play with my number one theme, which is balling on a budget, and not having to do everything the expensive way or have all the top end tools. This is a generic brand of saw. I don't know what it is. I've had this thing for 6 years, and without a shadow of a doubt, as God is my witness, this thing has worked every single time I've pulled it off my bench to use it for a particular thing. I've seen somebody else use the top grade, high dollar saw for. This has performed as good, if not better. I wish I could tell you the brand so you can go get you one, but I honestly don't know. And it came with a little miter box. I got it on Amazon, I can tell you that much. Little plastic miter box. This thing sucks. The saw is fantastic. So is it worth it? Yeah, because it comes together. I'm buying the saw. I'm not really buying the miter box. Now, I will save my money and I will buy an aluminum miter box, a little bit better. But right now, this works. It does what I need it to do. Not every single time, but 80% of the time. So we go back to that 8 out of 10 thing. It's good enough. Paintbrushes, I buy top dollar paintbrushes. I buy cheap paintbrushes. I use them for all different things. Glues, same way. I've got Vass, Gorilla Glue, cheap super glue. I've got Elmer's. I've got Mod Podge. I've got Canopy glue, Tester's brand glues. I even got a drawer full of the old freaking orange squeeze glues that I can't stand to use anymore. But certain things, it does work very well in. Bob Smith Industries. That is my favorite glue. That and this right here. I'll shout out to my daughter-in-law. She works for them. I get the free little samples they give away. And if I can't get none from her at the time, I'll buy it because it works that well. I believe in it. It does work. It's all in what works for you and how it works for you. And a lot of it can be done on a budget, a very minimal budget. And then as you gain a little more money and you can put into your hobby, then you can buy the little bit better things that will probably last you a lifetime. Some of these things will probably wear out 15, 20 years. I'm 57 years old, guys. 15, 20 years from now, I'm probably not going to be using this a whole lot. Matter of fact, I'm going to be probably more of a fan on here because I get worse eyesight. I get more shaky as I get older. So therefore, I know I'm limited to time and how much time I can do this. But meanwhile, it's boasting people like Gary. It's boasting people like June, Fred Henry. The list goes on. You guys know them all. Get over there. Tell them who sent you. Leave them a comment. Let them know you appreciate them. You appreciate what they're doing. And flood my comments. Let me know how you think, how you feel, your opinion on it. Does it matter at all? You know, everything. All this is informative information that I can base something upon, that I know going forward that, okay, well, nobody really cared or liked this because I didn't get one comment. Has it happened to Rusty Rotor? Yes, it has. But to support this hobby, that has to change. We need to support each other however we can. If it was me sending a couple kits to somebody that is down and out in dire straits, but they love the hobby so much and they do their best and they do a really good job, I'm going to send them a couple model kits. I'm not going to charge them for them. I'm going to send them to them because I want them to keep in the hobby. I want them to stay in the hobby. I want them to keep with their passion. Is Rusty Rotor prone to getting something? No, I'm not. I say a lot because I have a lot of kits. I'm not really... There's certain kits I'm looking for, but they're not that I'm not just going to keep bringing in and bringing in and bringing in and bringing in and bringing in just for the sake of having it. My mostly things now are, and it's not something a lot of you guys can do. It would be sponsorships for somebody to sponsor me in paint, specific paint. Somebody like Tropical Glyphs. You know, those kind of relevant things, because it's something I use constantly, that I will use constantly going through and building all these kits that I do have. My daughter-in-law she does sponsor me because she sends me glue. So, I mean, I'm not sponsored by Gorilla Glue. I'm sponsored by my daughter-in-law because she brings me the glue. All these people are sponsors to me. They all help my channel one way or the other. And the end goal in that is to bring you something that you may not be aware of, something that you didn't know how to do, educate you in a way, get up underneath you and help you lift you up a little bit. And that's what I'm trying to do right now. So if you want to do the same for me, this is how we do it, guys. We get off our duffs, we take the time, we go to somebody's channel. So-and-so sent me. Man, I really love what you did with that. I love that show, whatever it may be. But show them that little bit of love, because it does go a long way, guys. It boosts your spirit. It motivates you. And I am really struggling right now for any motivation down in this shop of getting anything done. Now, I suffer just like anybody else. Life is busy, and I don't have a lot of time. Therefore, you lose the mojo. I lose the momentum. And believe it or not, for the past couple weeks, not posting a whole lot, not doing a whole lot, my subs have gone up. So does that tell me, okay, stop making videos, Rick? Your channel's going to soar. No, it probably isn't. It wasn't that many, less than 10, but it was still. I'm appreciative of every single one of them. And it helps me obtain my goals. As I really don't like that word, content creator. You know, it's in the eyes of the beholder, I guess. But take from it what you will. And let me know down in those comments. That's how I know. You know, you guys know because I tell you. I need to know, and the way to do that is the comments. Send me an email with your build you're working on. It's like we're buddies. We may not be buddies, but I get to see what you're doing. You may not have a channel. You may not post on social media. You just may be the everyday Joe modeler. And there's a million of them out there, guys. More than a million. And that's fantastic. But their work deserves to be seen too. And they do things a different way. And it may help me do something a different way, or help you a different way. So by doing that is getting involved the best way you can, and it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. It's just leaving a comment. If you view the channel and you watch video, hit that thumbs up. Make those two numbers match as close as they can. Flood the comments. I see channels doing it all the time. 30,000 likes and I'm going to do this. I'm going to jump off my roof. I'm not going to do anything crazy like that, guys. Would I like to see 30,000 likes? Yes. That would floor me. 30,000 views? That would floor me. I would be absolutely speechless. I wouldn't know how to even comprehend that. A splurge of 500 subscribers that I've not had before, and they stay, and the numbers don't go backwards. That would floor me. That would prove to me that people do care. That people do want to see this. They are interested in what I have to say, whether it's as exciting as what Matthew does, or Fred Henry, or June, or Gary. I don't know, but there's a way to prove it, and I'm going to start doing it myself. And this is my first step in doing it, and I'm bringing you guys along for it. Hopefully, getting you involved and doing the same thing. And any of my other fellow YouTubers out there that are modelers, I encourage you to do the same thing. And let's see how far we can take this. And we get everybody boosted a little bit, the old American fashion way, by rolling up your sleeves, taking a few minutes out of your busy, hectic life, and show the love a little bit without costing you a dime. How much better balling on the budget can you get than that, guys? With that being said, this is Rusty Rudder. I'm out. At least till the next one.